hill tells the story. Now, isn't this a beautiful place? This is one of the prettiest, most magnificent dams in Queensland. It's right here on the Sunshine Coast. This is Lake Borumba, or Borumba Dam, as we've always known it. This is a great place to come and catch a fish, and for many, a great place to go and chase a stag. Only thing, the fishing's legal, the hunting isn't. Nice little bass. Little bass taken on a spinnerbait. There you go. Now that beauty, from the point of view of a hunter at least, I think is going to be shattered by the middle of next year. Definitely by the end of next year. Because I think they're going to helicopter shoot the deer out of all these hills around Borumba Dam. I don't think they'll stop there either. I think they'll do Cresbrook, Wivenhoe, wherever they can, wherever there's populations of deer that they can get to on government ground. Now, some people will say, good thing, let them go. But if you're like me and you believe in our heritage and culture of hunting, I'm saying we've got to do something about it before it's too late. Oh yeah, nice bass. There he comes. That's a nice bass. That's a nice fish. Nice bass taken on a spinnerbait. Beautiful. My first recollections of Borumba Dam was when I was 17, and that was late 70s, when half a dozen landowners got together and they hired a Hughes 500D helicopter, and I got the job as the jumper, the guy out of the back that would bulldog the deer after they're netted. So I was working for landowners up over the top here and over the other side, and I got my first glimpse of this beautiful Lake Borumba. What struck me was not just the beautiful terrain, but also the great herds of deer that were here, of red deer. Now, the historic red deer first got here in about 1921. So the heydays were back in probably in the 50s and the 60s. Now, I got given a huge compliment here one day by an incredible character, a local character here, Norm Salt Senior. He's a great deer hunter. Yeah, just all round great character. Now, old Norm was coming over the top of the hill here behind us in his vehicle with his son Norm, and they saw a mob of about 36 stags. And as they recounted to me, they said there wasn't a stag in there, wasn't a big, an older stag in amongst them that didn't have at least one top. So the smallest was like a 4-5. He couldn't get over the quality that was in that herd of deer. He said it was like what it used to be back in the heyday. So I took that as a compliment, because we had done an incredible amount of work around here, shooting out cull stags, getting the hind ratio right, and getting the ridge group ballot going on all the freehold country all around these ranges. After Norm saw that mob of deer, soon after that, one of these landowners ended up owing me one heck of a lot of money, and that's a story for another day. I'll put it in my book. So I couldn't stay here. I couldn't stay in this area. Once we left, the poaching just went out of hand. When the poaching went out of hand, one of the landowners got some people in here and they shot every deer that they could see. So with a lot of the numbers getting hammered up one end and all the quality getting shot out right through it, things have gone from bad to worse. Now we've got a major pumped hydro scheme starting straight up here. Now I've gone past the signs up there for 40 years. Signs there saying they're going to start this pumped hydro. Well, it's happening, people. They're putting the pumped hydro in there. The transmission lines are going all directions from here. We've got landowners stirred up. Everywhere you go, there's big signs saying, you know, we don't want you. We don't want this power link through our country. Say no. Government is just going to steamroll people, as they always do. Now, I believe by the middle of next year, we will see helicopters shooting deer and leaving them lie in all these hills around here. All the waterboard country, all the stuff that's government-owned land, they're going to hammer them. The writing's on the wall, people. It won't be just Borumba, it'll be Cresbrook, Wivenhoe, wherever else they can get out. They've already slaughtered the chittering areas. They've smashed herds of fallow deer down south. They're gunning down the sambar deer and fallow deer in Victoria, South Australia. And I believe they're just about to start to really get into the red deer up here. Now, if that's what you want, switch off now, forget about it. But if that concerns you, if you're somebody that loves this country and wants to see the deer remain here, well, it's time you did something about it. So what we'll need is for people to get off their butts, right, to put aside old hates and sort of animosities and say, we've got to do this now for the deer. So if we're going to change it, if we're going to do something about it, the time to do it is now. We can't bug around anymore, people. Now, one of our biggest problems has been the level of poaching down here. Now, righto, this has been one of the favourite places for people to come and chase a stag for many, many years, myself included. Okay, I've walked all these top hills here. But we've done it on a system, on a plan. A lot of this country here is lease country, back on the freehold. A lot of it isn't fenced. So the cattle would go everywhere. We'd be mustering these hills here to get the cattle out of it. And sometimes there'd be 3 or 4 different brands in amongst the mobs of cattle you'd get in. It used to be a mess, still is a bit of a mess. But I had a lot to do with it for about 20 years. And in that time, I really do feel that we made a difference. We brought the quality back up right through here, where Borumba Dam was like the mother lode, and we were hunting the freehold country, all the private land all around it. But this was like where the repository for the deer. Unfortunately, it's been just the hotbed of poaching. And we've had everything happen to us up here, from vehicles stolen, bullets shot at us, fires burning us out. We've had death threats. We've had everything here. Now, looking back, I can see just why people wanted access in here. I don't blame people for wanting access into this magnificent country to hunt. And I can see why they feel that this should be the land of the people to hunt here. I firmly believe that, and I agree with it. However, it can't be done under a basis where people can just get a permit, come in here and shoot what they want, when they want, as many as they want, because it'll just turn into a rat's nest. Okay, it'll just turn into a bloodbath up here. To do it, we have to have a system. That's what we've tried to develop now for 30 years, and we have been successful. The Ridge Group, with myself at the helm for many years, and now with great people like Rob Dodson, Kai Harrison, you name it, Mick Lear, the guys that are involved in there now, guys and gals, fantastic team. We've got a system that can work. It could work on here, it could work on Cresbrook, it can work on all government country. It is there, it is ready. If you go to the website, you'll see. What we need, though, is support from government to make it happen. At the moment, government is putting their support behind slaughter, behind kill and let lie, shoot and rot of all the deer. What we're proposing is there is an alternative. Areas like this should be under the management of the people. We have a system to do it. But what it needs is you people, you good people, to put aside the poaching mentality for a little while, come out of the scrub and get behind groups like Ridge Group. Get behind them and make a difference at this next election. If we can see One Nation and Katter Party hold the balance of power, and a lot of people will joke about that, say, oh no, we can't have that, right? If they're there, the Liberal National Party will listen, because they'll have a fantastic guy at the reins of the Primary Industries Department, a great guy by the name of Tony Perrott, MP Tony Perrott. Now Tony is a keen fisherman, a great hunter. He loves the deer, he loves the bush, he's got nothing against people hunting, he's got nothing against recreational hunting. Last election he was attacked mercilessly by a lot of people that want access into state forests. They just made one heck of a mistake by biting Tony, because he is the one man that can make the difference needed in this state. So what I'm saying to people, go to the Ridge website, look at what we've got, look at the Access Easy system, get behind the group, get behind the conservative people that will have recreational hunting on their agenda, and let's have our voice heard in October. If we don't, things could get really bad really quickly in these mountains. So the choice is up to us. We've already made our decision. We're going to fight this. We're going to put everything we can behind sustainable management of our heritage red deer in the Brisbane, Mary and Burnett watersheds. Are you going to do the same?